Bill, Guilford Cable TV, GCTV, and we are here to meet with a very, very special lady. I met you over at a recent networking function.
Yes, you did.
And you're out there, going out there, getting the name out and doing so many great things in the community. Mariana Toyne, I hope I got the name right.
Yes, you did. Perfect.
Women Family Life Services here in Guilford. And Mariana, I know that, being a nonprofit, there's a lot of challenges out there. A lot of challenges, especially as of late with the budget cuts.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your winter holiday appeal, which is still going on.
Yes, it is. We have an annual appeal this time of the year to try and raise some money for our ongoing programs. We recently had a big capital campaign, which we'll talk about later, but the annual appeal is really helping us fund these programs that go year-round. And we help women and families that go through life transitions or crises of some sort, like divorce, domestic violence, or even financial troubles, where they find themselves downsized and they can't make ends meet, or even empowerment programs for young girls. We have a program for retired ladies to come and meet and be in the community. And we have programs for young mothers who have trouble with lactation or want to just be socially connected because they feel isolated. So we span everything from birth to retirement.
Wow, because so many people will hear Women and Family Life Services but not really know that it encompasses all of that.
Yes, some people think all we do is yoga and Tai Chi,
right.
but that's not it. I mean,
Yeah.
we do many different programs, wellness programs, which is one part of our sector, and then we do the crisis programs where people really do come and knock on our door or call us in desperation. They're going through some troubles and they don't know where to turn. And like I said to you before, we are a place of hope, we hope, for people, where they come and they look at this place and they say, this is the first step forward for me. I'm in my darkest point and now it's only going to get better, and we find pathways for them to move beyond.
You find this time of year, over the holiday season, there's a lot more of that?
I think
a lot more of a need for what you offer?
I think it comes to a head when people are stressed because of all the demands of the holiday season, to entertain, to be perfect, to get all the gifts. And if you're a family that's struggling financially, and even though you're working, you can't make the ends meet, and the stress of having to now provide extras, it can really put a huge troublesome area for them, and they don't know where to turn. And then you find you dig yourself deeper into a financial hole. What we can offer is one-on-one financial consults, and most of our programs are completely free of charge. People don't realize that. So you can come in and we will have people be a budget coach for you, help you find a way to kind of manage as best you can to stretch your dollar, and find ways where you can save or how you can help yourself, see what services you might qualify for. Alternatively, we have people who come to us for legal advice. We offer free half-hour legal advice by appointment, and it can be anything from divorce down to, probate issues or neighborhood disputes, or you name it, it's there. Our pro bono lawyers are there to help, and they're wonderful. They've been such a great support. We offer that twice monthly. So you come and you get your half hour, you call in advance, and it will help you find a way forward.
It's nice to know that there's something like that. There's a refuge for people to go to, and if they're strapped financially, which a lot of people are nowadays, they have a place where they can go.
Yeah, we can't hand out money for them, but we
Right.
can find ways for them to help
At least
themselves.
you have free advice.
Absolutely, and that counts for a lot. And we can refer them to other agencies. We work with many other agencies in the community, and people come. What also happens, they end up homeless, or they're worried that they might be turned out because they can't afford to pay rent. And the Shoreline, even though it appears to be mostly affluent people, it's not quite the case. There's about 25% of people who are working and maybe more than one job, but they cannot earn enough to actually cover their basic costs, and they're slowly sliding into financial difficulties.
And I would think those financial difficulties might lead to a higher domestic situation, which might lead to abuse.
It can certainly exacerbate existing conditions, and we offer support groups for women who are contemplating divorce or who have been through it or in the middle of it, and they can find a way to sort of navigate the system and see what is out there, who's had similar experiences, and just weather that storm better.
People need to know it's not just them, right?
It's not just them.
So they don't feel like they haven't succeeded or they're a failure. They're not.
No, and the one thing I would like to point out, we are completely private and confidential. Anybody who comes to us, there is no way, if I ran into them in the grocery store, that I would never allude to it. It's, it's like Vegas, whatever goes on in
exactly.
Vegas, stays in Vegas. We don't spread anything. You know, whenever we use the stories for our appeal, we tell real stories, but we change details so
Right.
people can't be identified. We need to show the need that there is. You know, people come, and it's a very real need. They might be stalked online. They might have been the victims of fraud and didn't realize what was happening. So there are many different reasons why they would come to us. Alternatively, they come to us because they want to make a donation, because they want to support us, or they volunteer for us, which is so helpful to help us keep down costs and also to have extra bodies on hand, because we never know who's going to come in the door. And people literally do just walk in despair.
The Guilford Community Fund, I know they've done a lot to help you folks, haven't they? I mean,
They have.
They've done so much great in the community to help a lot of different nonprofits, but how have they been really important to you?
They've been one of our big supporters really since for like over a decade.
Wow.
And in the course of time, they've supported us, I think over 15 years, more or less. They've given us $110,000
Wow,
cumulatively,
that's great.
yes. And
Congratulations, Guilford Community
I know,
Fund.
and we
Wow.
really are so incredibly grateful, because our budget isn't huge, and we also need to make sure that we stretch our dollar to get as much as we can for it, to offer as many services as we can for as many people as we can service.
There's so much competition out there
Well, we
for,
all
for all like trying to get the same dollars. Or the
we
limited
are,
dollars.
yeah, we're different in the sense for our services, that we offer a service that is kind of unique. We are a one-stop shop for any kind of family, women's troubles, or even, you know, domestic violence, like you said, and divorce doesn't know socioeconomic borders. It can strike anybody, you
Right.
know.
It doesn't discriminate.
It does not discriminate, sadly. You know, you can't predict, and we're here to help you, but equally we need the help. Right. You know, we are a little bit behind, just like the Community Fund with our December appeal. We find that people are being approached by many, many organizations who've lost some funding.
Right.
On the state level, and now we're all competing in a way for the same dollar, but it's not so much competition as we're all trying to do something for the community. And for us, it would be wonderful that people know what we do, A, and B, they realize, well, maybe if I just kick in $5 or $10, I mean, if 5% of people just kicked in $5 in town, we'd meet our goal.
Yeah.
It's really, when you spread it
Small numbers, little by little, inch by inch.
inch by inch, and really, I mean, if 2,000 people kicked $5 our way, we'd be all set for this appeal.
Wow.
And a little goes a long way. Every bit counts. Of course, larger donations are very much appreciated,
Sure.
but we understand not everyone has that capacity. But if you think that your $5 don't make a difference, you'd be surprised. We charge a very nominal fee for some of our services, for a one-up sign-up fee, which is $5. $5. And sometimes people can't afford them, so we give them a scholarship for that. So think of your $5 as helping somebody get a scholarship. And it all adds up. It's like oceans are made of little drops, and you think there's no impact.
From the bag of chips or the cup of coffee for a day, and help you out with that,
it's literally one Dunkin' Donuts run,
right.
and you could help a family. Seriously, if everyone just skipped their breakfast run at Dunkin' Donuts for one day, I think all the agencies in town would be better off.
That's a really interesting way of putting it. Now, tell me a little bit about your renovations, your improvements.
Oh yes.
I want to hear about that.
Well, we've been in the same house for over 20 years, and there hasn't been any major, renovation. It's a house from the late 1700s, so it needed some work, and we figured that we needed to expand our program space without having to expand our footprint. So we decided to renovate it, give it a facelift, make it more user-friendly, and repurpose the kitchen to become another meeting room. So we have 3 reception rooms in a way for people to come have classes, one-on-one consultations, or support group meetings. And that's really helped us. But during the course of the renovation, as we were doing this and renovating the kitchen, we had wonderful donations by local foundations, by local businesses like Page Hardware,
So
who
you got
gave
a lot of
us things.
support from local
We
businesses.
were blessed to have the support. But then we found things like, the wall was flapping in the wind because there were no supports.
Not a good thing.
Not a good thing. So it wasn't just cosmetic. It really was necessary to do it to make sure the building stands for another 100 years and provides the services. And the second reason to do the renovations was, if you've ever been there, And you know,
Was there a long time ago?
a long time ago, and it hadn't changed much over the years. It was hand-me-down furniture that was rather worn and mismatched and looked a bit sad, to say the least. Our kitchen in particular was miserable. It had peeling paint on the cabinets.
Right.
It was really quite terrible.
And people are coming from very, very depressing situations.
Yes.
They want to be uplifted.
Of
when
course
they
they
come in
do.
there.
And our motto is, we're the first place, the first open door to hope. How can you have hope when you walk into a shabby
Right,
place?
right.
If we can't walk the walk, then what good are we?
Sure.
And hope is so important for people to want to go forward, because despair takes hold of you and you might not even want to go any further. And we want them, the moment they come to us in their darkest hour, we want them to open that door and look and see, this is the light at the end of the
You
tunnel.
want to be a beacon.
We want to be the beacon. We really do. And I think now the place really speaks to you when you walk in. People who've been regularly coming for us, different groups, they were surprised how amazing it looks. We were fortunate. We have a brand new play structure outside. Padre Pio Foundation of America donated that to us.
Wow.
And it's a beautiful cedar structure. It's enclosed with a little picket fence, so the kids, the little ones, don't run into
Kind of
the
like
car
Norman
park.
Rockwell a little bit there.
It
I like
is
that.
a little
I
bit,
like
yes.
that.
And we had just, it looks wonderful and welcoming and much more user-friendly for everybody. We can repurpose the rooms at the drop of a hat.
Wow. Well, with the dance we're doing with the Guilford Community Fund, the Valentine dance, we're going to be hopefully going to be raising a lot of money. And,
I hope
and
so.
send some of our monies your way, and you know,
I
with all
would
the
hope
great
so.
work you're doing. But
Thank you.
was there anything else you wanted to add as far as if people wanted to donate?
Yes,
Is there an address? Or?
Yes, there is an address.
Okay.
If you would go on womenandfamilylife.org, on our website there is a donate button that you can click and donate. It's on our front page. There's a big sort of graphic that asks you for your impactful donation, and it might be $5, it might be $500, it might be $5,000 or even more. We don't ask how much. Every little bit counts and adds up. So if you want to call me, you can call me at 203-458-6699 and speak to me about anything. We're there for you, but for us to be able to help the community, we do need the community's help.
Well, thanks for all the great work you do, Marianne.
Thank you.
Women and Family Life Services. I really enjoyed meeting you at the networking function recently, and
Yes.
look forward to doing a lot of work with you in the future.
Thank you. Well, you've been helping us out in the past, so I will be calling on you.
We're going to continue doing that. I'm
That's
John Cadillac Seville, Guilford Cable TV, part of the Guilford Community Fund, and thanks for all you do. And thank you for listening and watching.